Hello, as promised, I'm going to do a video now on Prince Charles. In the event that, it sounds like Queen is not very well at the moment, so maybe is he destined to be the monarch for the UK? So I thought we'd look at that. Also wanted to say today being the 16th of November, 2021. So obviously if you're watching this at a later date, this will not apply. Please put your intentions out from 3 p.m. UK time today. Just check, in your area, check on Cosmic Insight app. Basically, Moon will be transiting later today in Ashwini, and it will be there till about 5 p.m. on the 17th in the UK. It'll be different timing for you if you're not in the UK. So please make sure you write your intentions in blue ink on white paper and put it in the northwest of your property. I know it sounds really boring to those of you who heard this already. And please, may I ask if you can ask for the world to have the awakening and heal, and also maybe we need to start taking some responsibility for our own health as well, and do the bits that we can do for our health. So if you don't mind, if you put in something, whatever sits right with you will be lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so Prince Charles, and it's funny really, because I don't really know much about, I live in the UK, but I don't really know much about the monarchs, really, about the royal family. And, that kind of lifestyle is, what can I say? So also, the other thing is as well, that basically a wise youngster, an 11-year-old, once said to me, it just seems crazy. Why would some people have so much privilege? So I leave that to you. Anyway, so it appears that the Queen of England is not very well, and we have a lunar eclipse, which is obviously lunar means feminine, occurring on the 19th, which I've already done a video about, and I think I missed some. I do apologize if I left some things out. I think it's just been a bit of a trying year for me, year and a bit. So, and I think all of us have, we've had such strong Saturn, and it is also, Saturn is aspecting by 10th aspect in Libra for everyone. And whatever happens, whatever you're ascending, Libra is their social sign, and even though it's an exaltation sign for Saturn, nonetheless though, it is kind of takes the edge of fun and freedom and enjoyment, everything out of your life. I know some people love Saturn. Well, I think I do need the discipline of Saturn, but I'm already very Saturnian anyway, so I really, it's just been a bit much. But anyway, so let's see what's going to happen. I do kind of think that just because it's a lunar eclipse and it's at 3 degrees, the highest, the degree of exaltation for the moon, there is a possibility that can happen. And it happens in Queen's chart, Queen Elizabeth II's chart, in her 5th house. So it will be her 7th Lord Moon in the 5th house, and so it's already, it's already kind of royal, because 5th house, I'm going to take 5th house as the royalty, because they're not really going to be governing the government. However, they are kind of nobility, and Leo will be the natural 5th house of the zodiac, which is a noble sign and royalty sign, particularly Magha being the, I would take that as kind of like a royal lineage nakshatra as well. And so the other thing is as well, it's with all of this happening as well, I just noticed that I was looking at everybody's chart and I was thinking it's really strange how most of the royalties and most people in power, they have a lot of 12th house and 8th house stuff in there, so I'll leave that with you because you know what those houses mean. So let's start looking, and obviously due to things get taken off, I can't really mention certain things. So let's try and see what's happening. So let's see. Okay, get rid of me there. So this is Prince Charles's chart. So you can see he is Cancer ascendant, and Mars is his Yogacaraka planet. So it's a very strong planet for him. So it's also this rules his 5th house of Scorpio. Again, has got that 8th house thing. Scorpio being, and also his 10th house. And where his moon, his ascendant, is sitting there with Rahu, actually. So, and so 5th house being royalty and stuff. So you can see that he's got a strong Mars there. So his Yogacaraka planet is very strong, sitting in Jyeshta, very strong indeed. And he has also, the other thing that's happening is, which I found this really interesting, because he has a 4th house is homeland. So this will be like Britain. And he has a debilitated sun there and Ketu. And also there's an exchange going on between Venus and Mercury there. But notice that whatever happens at the end of the day, the dispositor of his 4th house is debilitated in Virgo. Even though I know it's acting like Mercury is sitting there, nonetheless, though, the Venus is debilitated. So I thought that was quite interesting. So it would just probably show that the masses are not necessarily that keen. This will be the homeland, people not necessarily that enamored, if you like, with the whole situation. However, if you look, he's got Saturn, his 7th and 8th house ruler in his 2nd house in Magha, which is very strong, very good. And then also he has a Vargotama ascendant for his D10, and he has his 5th house there, which is again to do with nobility and everything, is Scorpio. And again, Mars will be his Yogacaraka planet, and it's nice and strong in the 10th house of D10, which is really, really good, really strong. But how strange that I don't really use what do you call it? I don't really use like the outer planets, but for some reason when I pulled this out, they were on there. So I thought, well, I just go over there and look, there's Neptune sitting there in his 5th house. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to just show you, and also the 2nd house ruler, Sun, is in his 1st house. So obviously this is a noble sign. It's in the 1st house, and actually he's new to it. So he's in his previous life, he hasn't been at that level of being king. So this is a new thing for him. And so so I was just like thinking, and also in his D10, Mars is aspecting by his 8th aspect in his 5th house, which is obviously a change, will bring this into fruition. And then I thought, let's have a look at UK, and just going to change that. So UK, so he's Cancer ascendant. So that's really nice, because the four for UK, we have the 4th and 7th house ruler is kind of like exalted. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, which will be 11th house for the UK, but it will be his first house. So there is a really nice thing going on there. And their Jupiter, the UK's Jupiter, actually aspects his 5th house. So that's nice too. But again, you know, it's Scorpio again. So there are some things that are interesting happening there. So and also the you know, the other things that I was trying to sort of see what sort of things kind of match as well. So the destiny point of Brigobindu for UK is in actually in Taurus, where this eclipse is going to occur. So it will be very, very interesting. So I thought, you know, when I first, you know, because I mean, I don't know, everybody's always talked about that the fact that Prince Charles is never really going to be the king, and but it does look as though he could become king. And when I actually look at, like, I think this is Queen Elizabeth's chart. So for her as well, this is she's a Capricorn ascendant, and the actual lunar eclipse is occurring on her in her 5th, 11th axis. So that could be, obviously, that's for her will be her child and nobility as well sign. So yeah, I think that the chances are that it's going to happen. I mean, he might not actually take over the whole running of things until Saturn goes into, you know, he might not be completely in charge till, you know, Saturn is out of Capricorn and goes into Aquarius next year, which is like end of April next year. But he will be like acting prince till then, I think. But I just thought it's really strange how there is so many things that are very interesting in all these people's charts. So actually, let's change this so you can see the. So this is Queen's chart. So she's got K2 in her 12th house, and the ruler of her 8th house, which is also inheritance. So she inherited the land, you know, from her father, and she also inherited from her, you know, kind of lineage role. But it is an 8th house thing nonetheless. So it is quite interesting. And it's really interesting that her 1st house ruler is gone into Scorpio as well. I mean, I know it's her 11th house, but nonetheless, it's Scorpio. So I just find those really kind of interesting, the things that are going on there. Then we're going to UK, and UK has Saturn. So Saturn will be 5th and 6th. So 5th house will be nobility, etc. in the 12th house. 1st house ruler of and 10th house ruler of UK is in Scorpio. 8th house ruler is obviously Mars, aspect in Scorpio. Just saying, just chucking it out there, so you decide. Then we have the 8th house ruler of Prince Charles's sign is Saturn. Obviously, inherits the kingdom, but nonetheless, 8th house stuff going on within the family, money, and then 8th house and also Yogacaraka planet in the natural 8th house. Then 12th house ruler is Mercury. Mercury is sitting with the 2nd house ruler. Interesting, isn't it? Anyway, so I thought, you know, share those with you, just see. So yeah, so there is a chance that this is going to happen. I obviously, I hope that everything is going to be okay for everybody during the eclipse. Don't forget to put your intentions out. But I'll be kind of interested to know what you think about all these 8th house and 12th house stuff, because clearly we all love astrology, and astrology is 8th house. So it is in all of our charts. We have 12th house and we have 8th house, but not many of us have so many prominent things that goes on in the family. So yes, interesting. And not everything to do with 8th house and 12th house are negative, because it's both of them are houses of moksha and spirituality and development. And obviously 8th house is very important because it's 12th houses. You've got to go through 8th house before you become spiritual, wise, and get that higher knowledge. And so that will be the 9th house. So, and also we go through phases, we have to go through cycles, and when it gets to the 12th house, it's completed, and then we start a new one. This is the reason why Jupiter, the Jiva Karaka, and also the planet of wisdom goes around the whole of the chart, all of the 12 sign in every 12 years. So every year we learn something new. So yeah, over to you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.